absolutely. I think Nepomniachtchi is a great game to focus on. Obviously, massive spot for Nepomniachtchi as well. If Nepomniachtchi manages to win this particular game, okay, that suddenly throws a whole new dynamic into this tournament. Suddenly Nepomniachtchi becomes one of the big favourites. He's got white, he's got 7.5 out of his last 8. A lot of people will be saying, why not? He's got all the momentum on his side. Let's see. And he's gonna decline
Lawrence,
this.
I was gonna say, it's a sigh of relief for all of us. We're not going into that forced draw variation of the Berlin defense. It's an anti-Berlin, as they say, not allowing Berlin endgame with an early queen trade. And this shows a lot of ambition by Nepomniachtchi, and he's used this variation with success already. I think in the rapid portion of the tournament out there in Kazakhstan, attacks Black's bishop, which retreats. Hikaru Nakamura, though, the most experienced player in the world on the black side of this pawn structure. Hikaru, when he's feeling ambitious, often tries to castle queenside and launch an attack against the white king. But meanwhile, this is still very well-known opening theory. I'm expecting Black's knight now to drop back. For this capture to happen, we see a trade of Black's bishop for the white knight. I've had this position myself, I believe, against Vishy Anand a few years ago, and I suffered as Black. Black's bishop looks nice and pretty, but it's not the strongest piece. It will later find itself caught by some pawns potentially. So nice solid game. This one is going to be a long maneuvering position, right? This one is going to come down to who understands the strategic elements better.
This is exactly what Nepomniachtchi, I think, should try to aim for against Hikaru. Ever so slightly better. That's slightly, strategically speaking. And keep the game running for as long as possible and try and find an opportunity if it presents itself. Of course, Hikaru still big favourite to not lose a position like this, but certainly lots of play left. So I'm curious how this one will play out.
Yeah, and the reason that myself and Lawrence say that white is strategically better, at least symbolically, is because white's bishop is on the dark squares, and if you look at the central pawn structure, black's bishop potentially will get locked in behind its own pawns on those dark squares. In terms of pawn structure, both sides have a set of double pawns. White has one pawn island, all of the white pawns protect each other, whereas black's pawns are split in two. There's definitely a divide in the center there. These are very much long-term factors which don't really play a part in the dynamics and the tactics of the position, which might well decide this blitz game, which often decides blitz games. But it's certainly easy for Nepomniachtchi to find a plan. White's going to put the queen on e2, white's going to bring his rooks to the center. We will see if Nakamura can find a productive plan of his own for black. I'm expecting him to double up rooks on the d file and to just sit and say, hey, you can't make any more progress. That tends to be black's most common idea in this type of position. Pushes c5, however, he was pushing a pawn forward, and there we go, challenging white's pawn edifice, trying to remove his own set of double pawns, trying to trade off white's set of double pawns. Interesting decision, committal. Long term again, not necessarily the move you want to play, but Nakamura wants the energy, he wants to pose direct questions to Nepomniachtchi, and on the clock, that seems to be paying off. He's 30 seconds ahead as black here, Nakamura. Like we said yesterday, Lawrence, we never see Nakamura behind on the clock. That's how he wins most of his blitz games.
Yeah, indeed, and I think this position is just fine for him now. bc5.
Black knight could capture here, putting some pressure on some pawns. And white's pawn on d3 is especially tender. Very healthy here for Nakamura, and wow, Lawrence, huge decision there. Looks like Nakamura agreed to a draw. Nepomniachtchi offered a draw after capturing on c5, and Nakamura says yes. It just looked like he was starting to turn things around. Knight takes